Let's talk about an article here from RT, which has the title Chicken Joe Trends on Twitter after Biden avoids debate with Putin following killer accusation. And Putin did respond to Joe Biden, a very clever response. He pretty much shut down Joe Biden after Joe Biden on ABC with George Stephanopoulos said that Putin was a killer. And the worst part about that interview was that it was entirely scripted, entirely thought out of ahead of time, and yet they still went ahead with it. No one in their right mind with any sense of diplomacy, any sense of decorum, any sense of reason and logic would have gone through with that interview saying those scripted lines. Was there not anyone in the White House to put the brakes on these guys? There was not one person in all the White House, in all of ABC News, who had that scripted interview, who had that script, that piece of paper, that was reading it, that was editing it, going, you know what, guys, maybe we shouldn't go through with this Putin's a killer line. Maybe we should kind of amend that. There was no one there when they were having the meetings at, their big conference room tables at ABC News or at the White House, and they were going over what the lines they're going to feed Joe Biden and the lines that Stephanopoulos was going to say. There was not one person that said, maybe this killer line is not that appropriate. Maybe it's not the best diplomatic move. Maybe it's not the best foreign policy move. Not one person. That shows how bad of a situation the United States is in. The fact that it was scripted and all planned makes the entire thing even worse. Anyway, we have on Twitter, the cesspool we know as Twitter, Chicken Joe, hashtag Chicken Joe, trending. That says something, because we all know that big tech and Twitter is completely in the bag with the Democrats, and they've been protecting Joe Biden from the get-go. But yet they're allowing Chicken Joe to trend. And I bet you if they weren't trying to suppress Chicken Joe, the hashtag Chicken Joe, it would probably be trending 10 times more. So even a cesspool like Twitter can't put a lid on this, on what I think is the diplomatic gaffe of a lifetime. But let's back up a little bit, because karma really is a you-know-what. Because the next day after tough Scranton Joe called Putin a killer, he decides to get on Air Force One and go to Georgia, to fly to Georgia, the state, Georgia. And I think he was going to have a meeting with the CDC or something. And I guess they pumped Joe up with enough medication to get him to get enough energy to fly to Georgia. And as he was going up the staircase, he fell down. Not once, not twice, 3 times. And I'm sure everyone has seen this, but I want to add some context to the Chicken Joe article on RT. And so the title from Zero Hedge says, it's pretty windy outside. White House blames climate for Biden's Biff on Air Force One steps. So yeah, their excuse for Biden falling, not once, not twice, but 3 times going up the stairs, was that it was windy. In other words, this man is so frail, this man is so weak that even wind blows him down. Was there a hurricane? Was there a tornado? No. So then, how in God's name could a normal gust of wind, a strong gust of wind, knock a human being down? Not once, not twice, 3 times. So these are the level of lies that we're getting from the Biden White House. They're lying so much that they even have to make up crap about the president falling down as he's going up stairs. So let's go into this real quickly. Let's show some videos. Let's show some people, once again on the cesspool known as Twitter, making fun of Joe Biden. Keep in mind, Twitter, a platform that is completely and wholly owned by the DNC, the Democrats, and the deep state, and that has protected Biden from the minute Biden announced he's going to run for president. This is Twitter where all of this is happening. That says a lot. That means Twitter can't even protect this guy. Or maybe, just maybe, I know what you guys are thinking. just maybe, Twitter has gotten the word that it's time to start humiliating Joe Biden in order to start opening the way up for President Kamala, Kuki Kamala, as the next president of the United States. So maybe Twitter is in on what's going on. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm positive that they are in on what's going on. So we start from let's start from the top, where we have an update from Zero Hedge, which says, phew. A White House official has confirmed that President Biden, after stumbling aboard Air Force One on his way to Georgia, is fine. Thank God. Thank God he's fine. Additionally, Steve Nelson reports that White House spokesman Karine Jean-Pierre seems to blame the wind for President Biden's fall. She told reporters aboard Air Force One, "It's pretty windy outside. It's very windy. I almost fell coming up the steps myself." He's doing 100%. That is some strong wind. You know, it's whenever I get on planes and we have to, in Greece, we don't have, sometimes we have those terminal tunnels, but most of the time the plane parks have to go up and down the steps. I hate it. And then you have to get into the bus, which takes you to the main terminal. And yeah, you know, sometimes that wind, you know, sometimes it blows me all the way over. I fall over the stairs and on the pavement. Sometimes my bags, you know, get blown 100 meters away. I'm just kidding. It never happens, no matter how windy it is. Guys, I've never seen anyone get blown over by the wind, ever, in my life. And I travel quite a bit. But, you know, that's the excuse. That's how dumb they think everybody is. So let's see some of the tweets here that make fun of Joe. And here we go. And Zero Hedge has the title here, which says, "May we humbly suggest this edition." And it has Joe Biden with one of these electric chairs that'll take him up. Chair Force One, it says. Oh boy. This is all self-inflicted, guys. This is all self-inflicted. If Biden would just stop saying and doing dumb stuff, he wouldn't get this kind of backlash, because he's absolutely protected. That's how stupid the stuff that comes out of his mouth is. The fact that he's so protected, and yet you still have this stuff floating around on Twitter. We hear they are free to install under Medicare for all, says Zero Hedge. Let's see here. Elijah Schaefer made the following poignant comment. "The saddest part about Biden overall is that it isn't actually funny watching him physically deteriorate on TV, and it's sad for him, his family, detrimental to our country, and makes us a laughingstock around the world. We are seen as weak because under a Biden administration, we are." Exactly. And we saw that in Alaska as the U.S. was negotiating with China and discussing things with China. China completely demolished Blinken, the Secretary of State. Completely. They just completely rolled over him. And Blinken took it. He sat there and he just absorbed all of it. Why? Because they know. Everyone knows. Everyone sits there, looks back and says, "This is the guy that you chose." And when I mean you guys understand what I mean. When I mean you chose him. We all know what I mean by that. But the world is sitting there saying, we can't believe this. Which is why I think maybe Operation Kamala may have to get sped up. And I think that's the last thing they want, because they want Kamala to run two terms after this term. So they need to get Biden over the 2-year mark. So they'll stop at nothing to get Biden past 2 years. So Robbie Starbuck tweeted, "Guys, stop being so mean to Joe Biden, saying he's old, senile, and unfit. He just sometimes breaks his foot in the shower because he pulls his dog's tail, falls 3 times walking upstairs, calls Kamala the president, and forgets the name of his defense secretary. No big deal." And here are all the articles that document what Robbie Starbuck has tweeted. We have this video meme here. Kamala realizing she's about to be president. Let's play it. It's funny and comical on one end. On the other end, it's sad. But it's just abuse. Where's Biden's wife? Where's his family? Don't they care about him? Don't they care about what they're doing to him? What they're doing to the country? I just don't get it. They wanted Orange Man out that much, that bad, that they resorted to this, to having this guy try to act as president. And if Biden wasn't such a corrupt warmonger, and if he didn't do so many horrible things in the past, I would actually, I would feel more sorry for him. But I don't know, maybe it makes me a bad person. I just can't, because I know all the terrible things that he did. So, yeah, and remember, this is one day after he was talking tough. Well, the interview aired that he was talking tough, because I'm sure it was recorded and scripted beforehand. But after the interview airs where he's talking tough and calling out Putin and being, tough, scrappy, Scranton Joe, this happens. Karma, guys, karma. 1, 2, 3. Karma. I'll say another thing. If he didn't talk so much smack about Putin, if he didn't talk so much smack about Trump, remember how much smack he talked about Trump? I'll take him out back and I'll beat him up, and or people that supported him, I'll challenge you to a push-up contest. If he didn't talk so much smack and just so much nonsense, people would feel sympathy for him here, or people would brush it off and they'd say, okay, it happens to the best of them. You fall down, okay. But he talks so much nonsense and he talks such a big game that when something like this happens, of course everyone's going to jump on him. This is another angle. All of this is self-inflicted embarrassment by the Biden White House. They did all of this. If Biden had any sense of self, any sense of management, he would fire his entire press department, all of them. From Psaki, communications department, he would fire all of them. That's how much they've screwed this whole thing up. And I'm not saying just this incident. From the minute he took office, they've been all completely incompetent. And he knew they were incompetent. You saw the job that Psaki did under Obama. I mean, you saw how bad they were. Why did you hire this communications department when they're just making you look bad with each passing day? Do you not realize, Joe Biden, that they're making you look bad, that they're embarrassing you with each passing day? Maybe that's the point. Maybe this is all about slow walking your demise so that Kamala can get into office. They're slowly embarrassing and humiliating Joe Biden. And then he does stuff like this where he humiliates himself, and maybe they are calling Twitter and they're telling Twitter, let that hashtag and let those videos slide. Actually boost them up a little so that they trend. Biden just fell going up the steps of Air Force One. I added music to Biden falling up the stairs to Air Force One. I'm not going to put that up because the music will probably take this video down. Biden cannot even negotiate a staircase. How is he going to negotiate with China? Exactly. Biden takes a big fall climbing into Air Force One. Let's see, CNN. Donald Trump puts banana peel on the steps of Air Force One to try and purposely trip up Joe Biden. Yeah, that's what they're going to probably end up saying. It wouldn't surprise me. CNN asks White House if Trump is afraid of stairs. Remember that? Remember when Trump was going down the stairs and he used the rail, and everyone in CNN was just, oh my God, I can't believe he's actually using the rail to go down the stairs. And yeah, let's listen to this.
Because we believe that speed and efficiency must be matched with fairness and equity. Now, when President Harris and I took a virtual tour of a vaccination center in Arizona not long ago.
Did you guys catch that? Did you guys catch that? President Harris from Donald Trump Jr. He's literally incapable of getting even the basics right. This was yesterday.
Because we believe that speed and efficiency must be matched with fairness and equity. Now, when President Harris and I took a virtual tour of a vaccination center in Arizona not long ago.
President Harris and I mean, he's literally just giving up the game. He is giving up the game. And of course, you have when Biden mocked Trump when he was walking down the ramp.
Look at how he steps and look how I step. Watch how I run up ramps and he stumbles down ramps. Okay, come on.
Karma. You see, Joe Biden, you talk all that smack, and now it's coming right back to get you. And the people that are going to bury you, Joe Biden, the people that are going to bury you are the very people that put you in office. Those are the people that are now going to start humiliating the hell out of you. And you brought it on to yourself. That's how I think they're going to run this. I think they're just going to start slowly, day by day, week by week, month by month, try to get him to the 2-year mark. But with each passing month, they're just going to make him look worse and worse. Yeah, self-inflicted. All right, so, he's talking smack about Trump. He talked smack about Putin. This is the guy he was talking smack about. No, it's not bad. I mean, think about it. Here he's probably a good 60 something years old, and he's out there, man. He's training. He's doing his judo thing. He's black belt. This is the guy he's talking smack about. So let's get to the article on Chicken Joe trending on Twitter. U.S. President Joe Biden has landed in the deep fryer after bragging he called out Vladimir Putin for having no soul, a claim that led many to cry foul when the politician refused to talk to his Russian counterpart on the phone. Despite Biden's apparent comfort in trash-talking the Russian president with ABC host George Stephanopoulos in the comfort of the network studios on Thursday, the American leader became suddenly elusive when Putin offered him a chance to air his grievances in a live debate. Yup, Putin challenged him, and what did Biden do? He ran the other way. Indeed, Biden's about-face was so quick and so uncharacteristic for a man who was supposedly willing to call out the leader of one of the U.S.'s chief geostrategic rivals as a soulless killer that many of Biden's detractors suggested the man had gotten cold feet, afraid of what Putin might do to him. Biden was scared of Putin, critics cheered, dubbing the Democrat Chicken Joe. We have another nickname. We have Sleepy Joe, we have Despacito Joe, we have Scranton Joe, we have Creepy Joe. Now we have Chicken Joe. Self-inflicted wounds, Joe Biden. All of this you're doing to yourself, and you are letting the Democrats and the deep state do this to you. They are slow boiling you, Joe Biden, and they're paving the way for Kamala. But yeah, you called out Putin. Putin called you out and said, let's debate. Let's debate. And what does Joe Biden do? He gets Jen Psaki to cover for him. Pathetic. Joe Biden scared of Putin. That's one tweet. Here you have Chicken Joe is afraid of Putin. That's the meme right there. Critics of the president were quick to lob other insults at the Capone-in-chief, skewering everything from his handling of the border crisis. Who built the cages? Chicken Joe. Biden border crisis brought to you by Chicken Joe. See, built back better. To the kind of empty tough talk that got him into the Chicken Joe situation to begin with. Nick Adams tweets, Chicken Joe is too busy napping to stand up for America against Putin. The American people deserve better. Chicken Joe is afraid to debate Vladimir Corn Pop. Yeah. Oh boy. One widely followed pro-Trump user repeatedly urged his followers to flog the hashtag, at one point raising it to the #2 trend in the US. Chicken Joe is now trending. Yeah. Biden fans did their best to flip the hashtag into a favorable trend for the president, even when it meant trotting out memes about the now debunked Russia bounties claim, wheeling out page shills for the Democratic Party, or generic Russia blaming. Pretty funny that we watched the former guy bow to Putin for the past 4 years without a word of criticism about the bounties on American soldiers' head or election meddling, a story that was completely debunked and false. But President Biden calls him a murderer and MAGA calls him Chicken Joe. That's stupid. Okay, that's a tweet there. And yeah, they're citing a story that was made up, which is the bounties on the US soldiers. Complete fiction. But that's why they run these stories, so they can then feed them to the idiots on Twitter, so that the idiots on Twitter who actually believe these stories can kind of use them to protect Joe Biden. Just accept the debate. Joe Biden, if you're going to talk tough, back it up and accept the debate. Debate. The conversation. Do a Zoom call conversation and let the whole world see. Let the whole world listen in. Nothing wrong with that. Have a talk with Putin for 2 hours. Just do a talk, 2 hours. Hash out your differences. Let's see. Hal Sparks says, it's easier than ever to spot the Russian sock puppet accounts on the right. They're the ones pushing the Chicken Joe hashtag. You'll find they also applauded any time Trump gargled Putin's nuts. That's what Hal Sparks. All these people that still believe in the Trump is a Putin puppet. These are the dumbest people in the world, but Twitter's full of them. Even though all that stuff's been completely debunked, proven with facts, proven with documentation, that all that stuff is completely false, they still resort to it. But the fact of the matter is real simple. Playground rules, people. Joe Biden talks a lot of smack about everyone. He's the kid that when you were growing up was just talking crap about everyone. Crap about everyone. And the minute he gets called out, he backs away and he runs the other way. The minute he makes a fool of himself, he gets someone else to cover up for him. Or he makes some stupid excuse. The wind blew me over. That's Biden. If you're going to talk smack, own it. If you're not going to own it, then don't talk smack. Just don't do it. Just shut up and just go about your business. Just be the president. Go about your job. And I'll go back to my first comment and wrap up the video. There was no one in the White House, no one in the communications department who read the script and said, hold on, guys, maybe we shouldn't say these lines. Maybe it's not becoming of the president of the United States to say such things, no matter how they feel about Putin. Not one person in the communications department, not one. Are those the types of dummies in the communications department of the White House of the United States of America? These are the caliber of people that you have at the White House? Not one of them had the good, common diplomatic sense to say, this is not the best line to say. Unless they wanted him to say it. And they want Twitter to push this stuff out. And they want this narrative to build up over time, week after week, month after month. Because sooner or later, you're going to get to a point when all of this builds up and they're all just going to throw Biden under the bus, as they're planning to do, and say, you know what, Joe? It's time for you to go. And it's time for Kamala to take over. That's what I think may be going on. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. That's the video. Go to Duran Shop, pick up some merch, help out this channel. Completely demonetized, but your help helps me out and helps keep this channel going. Go to Alexander's channel. The link is down below. Go to the Duran's channel. The link is down below. We post videos up daily on the Duran, so check out the channel where we do really good deep dives into all the world's politics and all the world's news. And what else? PayPal, Patreon, Subscribe Star, Bitcoin, Litecoin, EMC, Hex, Ethereum. You'll find all those links down below as well. Take care.